everybody, another episode of On the Paint Table. It's my weekly show where you see what I got done, what I'm working on, and what is coming up. So this week's On the Paint Table is kind of a dovetail into last week's On the Paint Table, where I painted so much old school stuff that it broke me as a human being. Then I almost broke my leg, and I've not really been painting a whole lot in this past week. I kind of satisfied myself by putting some stuff together and planning out my next couple projects. So you get to see the other half of what I worked on for Chris and I to record the first two episodes of the second edition playthrough, Let's Play, as we're doing this like 40K through the ages thing right now. I made a bunch of terrain for it, and then I kind of wanted to tie this to another project I can do when Chris isn't coming down. He's gonna come down about once a month. We'll do like 2 episodes, and because Throwback Thursday is like bi-weekly? Yes, bi-weekly, every other week. I can't ever remember the difference between bi-weekly and semi-weekly. Semi-weekly happens twice a week, bi-weekly happens every other week. Some English person's gonna tell me that I got that backwards. Probably. I'm hoping I didn't. Anyway, I wanted to do a project I could do in the off time that was kind of like in the same realm of like painting. And so I started painting on my second edition Space Hulk copy. Arguably the worst edition of Space Hulk, because it did away with everything that was cool about Space Hulk, which was like force customization and different kinds of blips and hybrids and stuff like that. It was like, I'm gonna call it an interim Space Hulk between the original 89 Space Hulk and then the 2009? I think it was 2009 was the other one. And that's neat concepts, but what it really had was amazing models. It had multi-part posable Terminators. I wanted to paint a squad of them for my second edition 40K army / third edition 40K army. Because now I'm starting we have one more episode of second to do, and then we want to do an episode of third edition as well. So I got that done. I built a bunch of like scratch terrain and also prettied a bunch of terrain from second edition. I painted my Rhino, and then just kind of collected parts and put things together. I'm also getting ready to play some more Crisis Protocol next week with Leland, and so I wanted to paint my Guardians of the Galaxy. I literally picked up and put down the new X-23 and Juggernaut and Gambit and Rogue boxes in my local gaming store yesterday like 3 times, being like, because I really want to do more mutants, but I'm holding true to this whole idea that I paint everything I have before I move on to something else. And then finally, an awesome thing happened, and the last couple of Salt Marines that I wanted to do for my Road Trader project came in. Big thanks to Derek Osborne, now the proud owner of Mercs for Sentinels Law. You can see them in a second. So let's take a look at what got done and what is coming up. So this is my last model I need to paint for my 1500 points of second edition. It's a Rhino. You can see that I have a collection of rails for Rhinos, but this one was ironically complete when I started stripping it, and then when I went to like toothbrush off all of the old ultramarine blue primer that was on it, the rail that was in this section went missing. So these guys have like a, I don't know, like a motility door on one side and then a hang off the sides door on the other side. I did it in my usual Flesh Tears color scheme, so Corvus Black for the hull. This is all Doombolt Brown, and then it's highlighted through Mephiston Red with a little bit of, I think, Fire Dragon Orange or Bright or whatever it's called mixed in. And then it's Iron Warriors for all the metal parts, washed with Null Oil Gloss, and then highlighted again with Old Citadel Chainmail. And then these are my 5 second / third edition Terminators. I did put the back banner on. Now, these are actually the original Terminators from my copy of Space Hulk second edition. I don't have all 10. I only have 5, but that's enough to do at least the first mission. I don't know if I'll play through all the missions in this box, so this might be enough. But I'm missing, I hacked these guys to pieces as a teenager, and I'm missing like a Heavy Flamer, one of the sergeants, although I did somehow, miracle of miracles, that huge plastic back banner survived, and I painted up a back banner to go over top of it. And then I'm missing 2 bolter guys, because I have one more bolter guy that I assembled and cleaned and put together, just to have, as an aside, basically. The banner is actually from the Ultramarines Codex. I printed off the page with all the paint your own banners, and then I replaced the U with the big saw blade that's in the middle of it, and then changed the name. I think it was Gaius before, and I painted over it and then changed it to Raziel, just another angelic name for my Blood Angels. Then I built myself some spiky ball trees. Oh man, I forgot how long it takes to make these. So these are basically foam balls from the craft store, and then wooden skewers jammed into them. The reason it takes so long is you gotta be really patient, because you have to first glue the spheres together, anchor them to some MDF bases I used for the base of them, and then sand it and wait for it to dry overnight. I also made sure I painted glue over the surface of the actual like styrofoam ball, because I noticed that even though I airbrushed it, the sealer that I used on this did actually eat into it slightly and cause some like pock marking. Now another option is people used to sand these as well, or like paper mache them, but I was doing this in like a night and I wanted to make 3 and I was like, I ain't got time for that. This is just happening. And then in the back, big thanks to Craig O'Reilly for this. He had a bunch of these like second edition like card bits from the box set that I prettied up by sticking them again on just like MDF bases from the craft store, and then using like cereal packet. This is just like old like packet and sand to detail the interiors. Now the biggest trick to making the cardstock stuff look good, and I'll show you the difference, is take a Sharpie and paint over the edges of everything with the Sharpie. And what that does is it makes it not have like a rasterized kind of glow around it. And makes it look like it's an actual ruin. And I did 5 of these. I tried to do one example of one of each one from the box set, and I wanted them all to match. So there's a second level one, which is back here, and then I have 1, 2, 3 sort of like medium size ones, and then a single small size one. And then last but not least, from Ninja Bread, he made a printable version of the original like cardstock bunker from White Dwarf, and I was pumped about this. So this is kind of my initial offering of terrain. I just have some like bristlebrush trees and what is it, like hills and stuff like that, like styrofoam hills. For the first couple games, I want to make some big like rock pillars and spires and stuff too. Now the cool thing about the bunkers is you can print as many as you want, and I was lucky enough to have Nick with an FDM printer print them. If you try to do these in pieces on a resin printer, you'd probably go through quite a bit of resin, so it was amazing that Nick was able to do these on his FDM and spit out two to be able to like just actually rock and roll and paint. So that's it. It was only 6 models this week, but I built a whole bunch more, and this is the stuff you're gonna get to see up close next week. Actually, it's on Thursday. We'll have the first edition of the first episode of the second edition games, and the throwback on the rules and stuff go live. And this is the stuff that's kind of coming up. I built my squad of plastic Strike Force Marines. Now these came out in metal in between Rogue Trader and second edition, and then in plastic right around second edition. And these are so much better than the Star Set Marines, but they do still suffer from the same problem of literally not having necks. Their heads are shoved into their bodies like they're all Kurt Angle. So this is my squad of Kurt Angle Marines, right? The greatest Olympic wrestler of all time. And I have them led by the Blood Angels Pointing Sergeant. So I'll paint him up as this is a metal guy. I'll have him painted up as a Flesh Terror as well. But I wanted to have a cool tactical squad, not just the starter set one, and I'm starting off with just a 5-man team. Knives, bolters, and a cool fighty sergeant, and I'll paint another back banner to go on that guy too. I've got my last salvageable Terminator from this box set right here, which was, you can actually see here kind of the paint process. So I basically did all the Doom Bull and done all the Corvus Black on the arms and the head and stuff like that. And I based them on 32s. So my Marines, if you look at my Marines are on 28.5s. These are 25s. These old Gene Stealers are on. If you want to see the size differential, I'm going to rebase all these Gene Stealers on the 28.5s as well, because they just look better and they're way more balanced that way as well. So yeah, Marines are on 28.5, Terminators are on 32s. I put all the characters and stuff for things on 28.5s as well. So I'm going to do the Everzer Assassin, because I want to have at least one assassin, like one metal assassin, to show off in the second edition games. I'm going to do him on a 28.5 too. And then I've got 8 of these Gene Stealers. That's why I dug out my Space Marine Assault box, actually, was to get a couple more of these, because I think you got 12 in this box. And this is actually my box from when I was a teenager. I'm pretty sure there's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Oh wait, no, I was wrong. 12, 14, 16, 18. Oh, it might even be 20. It's a lot of Gene Stealers. Anyway, there's a whole bunch of Gene Stealers in here. Actually, it does say 20 Gene Stealers. 10 Terminators, 20 Gene Stealers. Got 30 models in here. 32-page rulebook, 48-page mission book, 54 interlocking game tiles, 24 space lock doors, 2 adhesive banners and transfer sheets, and 7 dice. I forgot you actually got banners in here too. You got your little like banners. They might even still be in here because I never used them. I should look. But that's my last of my second edition stuff. And then Derek was kind enough to send me some more Salt Marines to go with my Jump Pack squad. So I'm pumped about these. These guys are going to be, you can see he sent me some Merc stickers too, which is super cool. These are going to be the last models I need, hopefully, to do my Rogue Trader Assault Marine squad, all with Jump Packs. And I can call that project done, and we can go back to painting like Imperial heroes and stuff. Huge thanks to Derek. Go check out what's going on with Mercs, because I think he's got some stuff planned for the future. And he said he's going to be at Adepticon as well, actually, so check that out. And then I built and primed my Guardians of the Galaxy, and I'm not going to buy or look at or touch New Mutants until this is all painted. And I mean, honorary Guardian of the Galaxy, Johnny Blaze. So I got Groot, I got Star-Lord, Gamora, and Nebula, and then Rocket Raccoon, and then Johnny Blaze himself, which is the Ghost Rider. Obviously, just by tones, I primed them different colors. I love the bright, vivid stuff for these guys, so I'm going to use contrast paints for them. And then he's going to get worked up from black, I think. And then I also, for next week, want to get done my additional pack of terrain, my New York City construction pack. But I'm going to do it from like my desert table where it's all like dusty and deserty and stuff. And then I went and printed out the new cards and stuff too. So there we go with 6 models painted this week, a bunch of terrain finished over the past weekend, and lots more projects on the go. I'm going to try and get the Space Hulk thing done relatively soon. I do want to do new models for it. At least half as many Gene Stealers as I need. I probably won't need more than 10 to play like the first couple missions and show off the second edition Space Hulk box set. And then for next week, I want to start plugging away just one at a time on the Guardians of the Galaxy for my games with Leland. So anyway, big thanks for watching. We'll see you next week to see what gets done. Till then, I'm Ash. Happy gaming. Hey there, I hope you enjoyed that video. There are tons of other games already recorded for you to watch. Click over to my channel page if you haven't already, and have a look through the dozens of playlists full of videos. I guarantee you'll discover a game you haven't seen played before. I put out new videos 7 days a week, and every day is themed to a different genre as I continue to explore the wider world of gaming. Of course, none of that's possible without you, the viewer, so click a like and subscribe if you'd like to stay on top of what's happening here daily. My 2 kids and I are massively grateful to be able to have the flexibility of this job so I can always maximize my time with them. If you want to support me continuing to put out this content, it's only possible because of my amazing backers on Patreon who support the studio, equipment, and model cost, as well as being how I make the bulk of my living. You can also help out by buying a t-shirt through Spreadshirt, a measuring gauge or widget from Death Ray Designs, or buying one of my games and supplements like Last Days, Gamma Wolves, and Blaster. As a way of showing my appreciation, patrons get early access to new games and supplements that I write throughout the course of the year. Huge thanks for watching, it really does help out, and happy gaming.